It's now time for me to introduce our student speaker. I'm pleased to introduce, I would call him Mr., but he really deserves to be called Dr. Timothy Mock. He'll be doctor soon enough, but you're doctor now, Tim, in my mind. As you'll hear, Tim is the triple threat. He does it all. Active in programs to promote multiculturalism and cultural competency. Thank you for making sure that he came up here, Marilyn. He's committed to what we are committed to, and that is serving individuals, particularly those that are underserved, underrepresented, underprivileged. Now, why do I say that? Well, let's say a few things about Tim. Incredibly active student leader at UCSF. Class president his first year. Outstanding service as a member of Admissions and Educational Policy Committee. Heavily involved in community service, including Project HIV, Partners in D, Medicare, community outreach, the Asian Pacific Islander Wellness Center, and the list goes on. Professionally, he was selected from a very competitive pool of students as what's called the Valor program at the VA, and he served this at San Francisco VA, focused on clinical pharmacy experiences in the hospital setting. He also has a research interest. He's been involved in at least 2 projects I'm aware of, one of which involves interprofessional communication education for pharmacy residents, and this took place at the VA. He also was active in one with Dr. Jennifer Kokahova with HIV patient advocacy, in which student pharmacists provide services complementary to specialty pharmacies in San Francisco. He received an Albert Schweitzer Fellowship to implement educational interventions serving the transgender community. The program Tim basically created, and this has been adopted by the San Francisco Department of Public Health. He's an educator. He tutors for multiple courses, teaching assistant for anatomy, pharmacy leadership, and physiology. He has won one of those Apple Awards I talked about. Is that right, Tim? So, well, so Tim, if I'm counting right, you just need 17 more to catch up with Sean. He's received scholarships from the School of Pharmacy, including the Regents Scholarship and the very prestigious Lisa Chun and Kevin M. Redondi Chancellor Scholarship, awarded to a student in the school who demonstrates capacity for exemplary leadership and service as a student and future pharmacist. In Tim's application, he said the following. By the way, you guys, in 4 years, trust me, what you said in those applications is going to come back to haunt you. So Tim's words were, underserved communities are calling for healthcare providers to be socially aware of the history and demographics of their patients. Through pharmacy, I can practice as a professional who demolishes barriers for underserved communities and deconstructs health disparities. I think it's pretty obvious why we've asked Dr. Timothy Mock to speak with you today. Tim.
Dean Guglielmo, alumni, faculty, staff, family, friends, and colleagues. Welcome to the UCSF School of Pharmacy White Coat Ceremony, and congratulations to the class of 2018. For your individualism and passion for pharmacy has granted you admissions to the #1 ranked pharmacy in the universe. And I'm honored to be able to begin this journey with you. This adventure will be exciting, and it will positively add to your growth. With every passing week, your skills sharpen and your perspectives broaden. However, it will challenge your tenacity and try the resolve of your family and friends. Throughout my first year, I was inundated with opportunities. I wanted to join organizations, work with projects. I wanted to explore different aspects of pharmacy that interested me. And I spent the remaining of my energy invested in my education because I wanted to get a strong clinical foundation. But I found myself, as I swam through the pharmacy curriculum, I momentarily neglected factors that were important to me and brought me joy. The dance floor and I became strangers again, and my family and friends didn't hear from me for weeks at a time. And my reality was that I was in lecture learning, at work gaining experience, and at the library studying. And I started to really question my passion for pharmacy because it seemed never ending. So I had to take a step back. I had to reevaluate my priorities and ensure that I'm practicing self-love. I started dancing again and teaching choreography in community spaces. And with my family and friends, I had to create new mechanisms of communication, and that fundamentally, that we understand we don't love each other any less. With this renewed energy and support, I bloomed faster than ever. And within these 3 years, I've learned more about myself, constantly refining the essence that truly makes me unique and that will make me a stronger pharmacist. I learned that I am not measured by the pristineness of my white coat, but by the depth of my self-reflection and growth. You see, I've fallen many times, but most importantly, I've gotten up many times more. So, my most important tip for you is to be okay with being vulnerable and to allow others to help you. And forgive yourself when you don't meet your own expectations, but take it as a learning opportunity. As my favorite poet Audre Lorde says, our feelings are our most genuine paths to knowledge, and this is strength.
The second one from the left.
I reflected on my own white coat ceremony, where Dean Guglielmo gave an inspirational speech as faculty, and Dr. Kokohoba gave me my white coat. And I remember feeling that I don't want to take it off because I felt powerful when I had it on. I felt respected. But little did I know, it never really does come off. You see, I think that our white coats have a magical power. One that is ethereal, invisible to yourself, but visible to everybody else. It's a sign that says, I know everything, so ask me anything. Once I went home, and all 5 of my aunts and uncles made a special trip to my house with their medication lists to ask me, am I on the best medication for what I have? And while the flurry of questions never end, and at times can seem very, very frustrating, I implore you to take a step back and ask yourself, why do they turn to you for help? For me, I like to acknowledge a privilege that we all share today. We learn from the best in the world, ones who invented the very modalities used across the globe. We're at a place with limitless possibilities, and we sit next to friends and colleagues who are the brightest, with most beautiful souls. We are in a position that can heal the lives of other people. Our white coat is not only a manifestation of our hopes, but encompasses the dreams of those that depend on us. So my friends, you have extraordinary potential. With knowledge in mind and community at heart, you'll go on to advance the frontiers of pharmacy. And I stand in solidarity with you to promote health justice worldwide. Be inquisitive, define your passions, stay true to yourself, and become the next top-tiered pharmacist that will change the world. Congratulations, class of 2018, and welcome to the UCSF family. Thank you.
That was fantastic, Tim. We now move on to the oath of the pharmacist, where I have the opportunity to introduce Dr. Sharon Yeomans. The students know who she is, but for the rest of you, Sharon Yeomans is the Vice Dean